They found my Jeep. All right, today we're gonna do something a little bit different. We're gonna try and figure out how to show you how you work a vehicle. So this clearly isn't my Jeep. I don't buy Jeeps. If I did, I'd be buying like an older one, Cherokee, the box style ones, whatever. The same ones that Navajos drive on the reservations. Those things last forever, or any other native fucking tribe. But so we're gonna kind of go over how to work a vehicle, since this one's burnt down, and it's out here abandoned or whatever. We're just gonna kind of take advantage of that. We're just gonna kind of work the vehicle how I was taught. And I mean, I'm fucking nobody, so don't take this to heart. And if you disagree or whatever, it's just the way I was taught on how to work the vehicle. Like, again, I'm nobody. I'm no fucking dev group, special forces, shit like that. I'm just a nobody. So anyway, the way I was taught to work the vehicle, let's just give a scenario, right? Say you're Mr. Gangbanger or whatever, and you're walking through, let's say, Chicago, Colorado, New York, or something like that, and you come across a burnt down vehicle, maybe on the FDR in New York or some shit. Let's say some Venezuelan street gang terrorist people took over your city, your bridge, your town, whatever, and you're the local gangbanger, and you're trying to take back what's yours, or just trying to live, you know what I mean? Sling your rocks over here and rob some old ladies over there or whatever, but they're infringing on your rights. So you have these burnt down vehicles in your apartment complex or your underpass or whatever, and you're engaged by some Venezuelans over here, and what do? Do you just, jump in the car, hide behind the door panels? What do you do? How do you engage them? Do you want to, how would you engage these folks down here? I got a piece of steel over here, roughly 15-20 yards or so. So we'll kind of go through that. So yeah, you're carrying appendix, and you're carrying your XD with your Leopold, and you got the 20 round clip. You got your 20 round clip in your magazine. Let's pretend these are hollows, but they're just some full metal jackets. So you're walking along, and they're speaking Venezuelan from over here, and they start firing on you. So you're gonna want to take cover behind the vehicle or whatever. There's cover and concealment. Cover just kind of covers up where you're at. Concealment covers up where you're at. Cover actually protects you from some rounds. So this isn't 100% cover. It's a little bit concealment. So what you're gonna want to do mostly is try to get down behind the wheel wells, the wheels with all that steel and everything, or somewhere towards the center. As you can see, people were already shooting this car up, and what I was always told is these A-frame pillars, or whatever they're called, deflect a lot of rounds. So usually when people start to say they pull up on you from behind and start trying to shoot you, a lot of times that gets deflected, or even by the seatbelt and stuff like that. Again, I'm no FBI expert, it's just what I'm being told, but as you can see how they started to shoot through, there's no penetration on this pillar. You can't see that right there, but you can see there's a little let's bring it right here. Let's just see this, the deflection right here. So they started to shoot, somebody started to shoot the door right here, and you can see there's deflection here from the door, and there's deflection here, and they shot through the door right there, and it's deflected. So I mean, maybe we can close this side right here if it'll fucking close. You can kind of see where it lined up, and the same thing, none of these bullets went through. I don't think we should shoot the, let's see, I really don't want to shoot it right now because my truck's over there and I really don't know which way it would deflect. I mean, if I shot it this way, I'm assuming it'll deflect off that way and vice versa. I don't really want to shoot it directly. I mean, you figure if you're running up on a car for whatever reason, you probably wouldn't be directly shooting on the pillar. You'd probably be trying to come in on the side or whatever. So this kind of just confirms what I've been told, that deflects, seatbelts deflect, and all this. I believe this as well deflects a little bit. So it's shot right there, and there's no exit here or back here. So this is good, especially if you're in the vehicle, but glass is bad. Anyway, before we ramble on, let's just let's get to it. So bad guys down here. Got my little steel, and then the vehicle's over here. So we're gonna just try and work the vehicle a little bit. So what you want to do, it's what I was told is roughly 30 inches away from the vehicle for deflection. Deflection off the hood if it was there, off the tops or off the back or whatever. That the bullets, you have basically 30 inches for when it hits and it starts to change direction and it deflects. So as long as you're past that 30 inches, you should be fine. That's kind of why, like when you pie corners and walls, they tell you to stay off that shit. So what he said is just take a big GI step or whatever the fuck he said, but basically 30 inches. So you're looking at almost a meter, fucking yard, whatever, 3 feet roughly. So we're gonna get behind the vehicle and we're gonna take a couple of shots at Mr. I don't know, Mr. Machete over here. And my knees aren't fucking great, but I'm gonna try to work this vehicle the best way that I can. And in the movies, they show you, hold on. They show you pop up, you know, in one spot and shoot multiple rounds. And what I was told, it's easy to key in on somebody that's putting down fire like that, and you could just key in and take them out. So that's like the military uses somebody for suppressive fire, and that is to draw the attention to that person. A lot of times, you know, that person may get the bad end of that, but so we're not gonna shoot suppressive fire. What we're gonna do is just keep popping up in different locations and try to get one shot and then come back down. I don't know if you can see also, if I get too close and I pop up, you may be able to see me sooner than if I was back a little bit. You may not see me as all right. Now that we're over here on this side of the vehicle, like I said, you're gonna want to take your big 30 inches away for deflection, glass, all that stuff. If they're shooting and it's ricocheting. And another thing is when you pop up, you need to be ready to shoot, to find your sights and shoot. So you have that, with that 30 inches away, I don't know if you can see me, with that 30 inches away, if you're right up on the vehicle, you're not ready to be fully extended to find your target. If you're that 30 inches away, you can be ready, popping up and on the sights. So let's just kind of run it like that and see what happens. What are we doing here? All right, so we're walking along. I think you can see the vehicle. We're walking along. I see the guy with the AR and the funky scope, and I'm just gonna go ahead and draw, take one shot, take cover, and I'm gonna shoot a couple of shots here. Now let's just see what it looks like. So here we go. right. I don't know how much of that you saw, how much you saw me pop up, but I might have to change the camera. So let me just look at that real quick and we'll get back to it. All right, that actually didn't look terrible. I caught you caught the top, like my back or whatever, as I was moving around. My knees got on some rocks right there. And like I said, I don't have, so you can see I already got oil and whatever the fuck's left over from that burnt up vehicle. So I got my knee in something and I had to kind of get up. And then I'm carrying an appendix, so I had to kind of get up off my knees and kind of like shuffle around. So another thing is too, I forget the whole knee position. You kind of only want to be on one, not both of them. And then I can't remember if it's which side you're on, if that's the knee down or knee up. It's different ways. It's knee down. They say you have better stability. And then it's also, if it's down, you may get it shot off. I don't know. I heard two different instructors in the same course explain two different things, and they were both equal badass, just from different parts of the military. So I don't know, go figure. So I moved the camera over a little bit. So let's just try and get this side of it, because I think at that angle was blocking a few things. So we'll shoot it a few more times. This time coming from the front of the vehicle. And let's just work it a few times. There we go. There we go. All right, that's getting a little annoying and painful. Oh, okay, so hold on. All right, so if you're really paying attention to the video, you would have saw the shadow in the front, me walking around. How much somebody pays attention to that in real life, who knows? But at the same time, I'm gonna keep them guessing, and I'm probably only gonna use that position back there until I can get somewhere else, or until I take out whatever AK or whatever he's got. So yeah, I'd like to have done a little bit more, but like I said, the knees aren't so great. Maybe if I had my pads or whatever, or if I even had my sleeves on today. Excuses, I know, but this technically isn't real life, and in real life I probably wouldn't even know, because as I've ran this drill in courses and I had the bad knees, you kind of pump yourself up with adrenaline and all that stuff, and I don't ever remember. I remember getting up later on and being like, fuck man, my knee was on that sharp ass rock and I didn't even notice it because I was so involved with the drill. So I'm expecting in real life it'll probably be the same thing. I mean, my life's on the line. I'm probably not gonna give a shit about these fucking rocks, but seeing how it's a fucking normal day and there really isn't nobody else out here, I kind of give a shit. So I think that's all we have for today as far as this working that vehicle. Again, you want to take a big step away for deflection. You want to get to where the bullets may deflect on the A-frame, the pillars, behind the wheel wells, where the wheels and the brakes and all that shit is, or the front one. The front one has some of the motor. This thing has a small motor in here, and the rest of this shit's burnt up. So let's just look at that real quick. If you were saying you were gonna hide behind the engine block or whatever on this whatever year this fucking vehicle is, I mean, take a look at that. Everything else is kind of pretty much burnt up in here, and that's what's left of the engine. So if you're just gonna assume you're gonna sit back here, I mean, here and here maybe because of the wheels, but up front, if you're too far over, it may not work for you. So let's get back over here. So there you have it, a little bit longer than I thought, but I'm gonna have some fun out here with this steel and do some other stuff. I'm not really gonna get in this fucked up ride and do anything else, but there you go. That's how you would you might want to work the vehicle if you were dealing with some people. Yeah, so anyway, thanks.